So hi guys, how's it going? So myself and Killian are here with you today, and we're just going to give a wee talk about the Bachelor's in Education, Technology, Engineering, and Graphics. So it's a secondary teacher education program, and we're based down in Athlone at the minute, but we're also going to be in DCU for the half-hour degree. So it's kind of a shared degree, and we're just going to give you a rundown of a little bit of what the course is like, a little bit of the student life and everything around it, and the actual profession itself, and also just from a student perspective. That'll be the main focus. So yeah, shall we go there?
Yeah, so I suppose why we picked teaching, I presume I should say, was like the subjects in school, obviously, like the engineering and the graphics and technology. But why we picked teaching and not going to do a career in engineering or something, that was I suppose the time for everything you have outside of it is time for GA, time for me personally, I do farming, so I have time for all of that, and especially to teach engineering and graphics. Farming is a lot of agricultural machinery, involves a lot of engineering, so that was a great personal thing to have coming into this course. And then even relating back to sport as well, when you go into schools, you can get involved with the school's teams and stuff. So yeah, and I also taught soccer camps when I was in school. So that was really how I decided on doing teaching. I really enjoyed working with young kids at the time, doing the camps, and yeah, that was really.
Yeah, so it's really the combo of the two of them.
Yeah.
So I get you. So why BedTech? So Inspire, this is I suppose, like the newness of the course. It only started, we're the first cohort of it ever. So it only started back in 2022. And it's a very, very modern course because of that. So all the theory that we learn behind education, why we're doing things, that's all very, very fresh, and it's modern, and it's more about the student engagement as opposed to just coming in and, reading off notes, as I'm sure some of you are used to at the minute, and just looking to become a nice, positive teacher, and developing skills and transferable teamwork, leadership, communication, creativity, and sustainability. So at the minute, we're looking at sustainability. So reusing materials and things like that in the classroom as opposed to just buying everything. And yeah, so that's kind of the modern approach that we're taking, which is pretty cool.
And what's unique about this college course is the partnership between DCU and TUS Midlands. A lot of people would say it could be a daunting thing not daunting, but hassle to go to two different colleges. But in our experience anyway, it's been great because you get to live in two different places anyway. First of all, we're excited to go to Dublin next year. And in TUS, you learn everything about engineering, and DCG and technology. You learn all your content that you have to teach. And when you go to DCU, we'll be learning about how to teach it and the different types of techniques involved in teaching the subjects to schools or school students. It's a 4-year course, obviously. So yeah, again, it's the first 2 years in Athlone and the last 2 years in Dublin. And the last 3 years in Dublin, we'll go into the school placement, but you'll only be in Dublin for September to December, year 3 and year 4. So from January to May, you'll be on school placement. So yeah, and you at the end of this course, we'll be qualified to teach technology, engineering, and design and communication graphics at junior cert and leaving cert level. Yes.
Yeah. So the actual course structure, like Killian was saying, we're here in Athlone at the minute, and we will be until the end of this year, and then we're swapping over. But say if some of you are far away, maybe you're not close to Dublin or you're not close to Athlone, it's not so bad. We're also on placement while we're in DCU, like Killian was saying. So you're not always up in Dublin, so you're not worried about rent maybe so much. And yeah, it is a modern approach, and it's a lot less daunting, I suppose. Some people are looking down the barrel of a 4-year degree, and it looks kind of hectic. But I think it kind of breaks down the course nicely, and it makes it more compartmentalized and more kind of friendly. I often think, yeah.
Yeah, so like that year 1 and 2 was all in the Athlone campus. So all your lectures will be on the campus here in the engineering building in Athlone. There's so much things to go to. In relation to this course, we've our own classroom that was designed for just this course only. So at the moment, it's only ourselves the second years and the first years using that, and we can access that whenever we want to go in and do group work or study or anything like that. And where the room we're in at the moment is our drawing room, again, it's solely just for the BedTech course. And then for 4 hours a week, we get to go up to the engineering lab, which has all the industrial lathes and milling machines and a massive CNC machine. It's really cool to see, in fairness, if you're interested in it. All our lecturers here are all qualified technology, DCG and engineering teachers, so they've all seen what we're going to experience in the next couple of years, so it's great to talk to them and find out what we're really getting into, I suppose. The modules in year 1 and 2 is graphics 1 to 4. This is just your technical drawing, your DCGs. It's graphics 1 will be in semester 1, year 1. Graphics 2 is semester 2, year 1. Graphics 3 is the semester 1 of year 2, and graphics 4 is semester 2, year 2. What we're actually just starting at the moment. So I suppose one thing you say about the graphics is, for people that never done DCG for Leaving Cert, they'd be kind of scared to come into college and do it, but it's really basic. Graphics 1 is basic. You really are at the bottom of the ladder doing it. Like, it doesn't matter if you've got a H1 in the Leaving Cert, everyone in there is treated the same. So if you're struggling to get a grasp of it, there's real care taken into that, because it's really essential that you do know the basics of graphics to progress on. Models and modelling and design learning modules are kind of linked to each other. It's all about design and design learning, and just the design factor of all the projects that would be done throughout the Leaving Cert subjects, technology, engineering, and DCG. And I suppose in relation to these two modules, that's really future focused, because as our lecturers are saying, that in the next couple of years that the syllabus for the Leaving Cert subjects will be design based, and that's the one good thing about this course, that it really focuses on the future, and it's trying to prepare us for the changes that are likely to happen in the next couple of years. Technology pedagogy is just how you teach, and different forms of teaching, theories behind teaching, all this kind of stuff. It's surprisingly really interesting when you start it, to be honest. You might, looking at it there now, you might say, oh, whatever, but when you start it, it really does make you want to come to college more and do it, like, in fairness. And micro teaching, we just started that today. It's going to be bringing in local schools from around here and teaching small groups of 4 and 5, and just getting used to the teaching environment in the classroom down below, where it's just, we say our lecture hall is a classroom, and it's the same as, it's very similar to classrooms out in schools, which is really good, because you're used to being in a classroom environment then. So
yeah, and also just to say, the micro teaching will also kind of introduce you from the ground up. So if you guys aren't used to presentations and that, like, it's not like we're going to throw you in and have you stressing. So it's a nice slow approach and build up your confidence. So that's really good too. And this is the DCU portion, which takes place on DCU St. Patrick's campus. So basically, you'll have developed all of your engineering teacher, technology teacher skills while you're here in Athlone, and then you take them and you're going to learn the teacher theory element. That's when it switches. So you go from doing mostly engineering and kind of more practical based modules, and you switch into your education. And what's really good about that is that you're then being prepared for placement in a much more concise way, because all of your modules leading up to your placement are just about education. So it gives you the maximum amount of runway to go and actually be confident whenever you do go on placement. So again, we're on St. Patrick's campus, and everything is state of the art. So this is one thing we do once a year, is we go to DCU as well. We go on a wee field trip there, and they have different things there, like kind of modern. The Lego Lab was one thing we did, with like these Lego spike kits, which are like programmable Lego, and you can make anything out of them. We had like a race with them and stuff like that. And the Minecraft was another one. But it's really cool. It's really cool, like, to see these new modern things that are like kind of toys, you would think, but how they can be applied in an educational perspective, and how, like, this stuff is really beneficial, even though it might not seem it when you're used to the traditional, like, presentations on a PowerPoint style of teaching. So then those are your educational theories, like Killian was saying about pedagogy. The process design for teacher education, that's kind of specific to us, and we're going to be working with sustainable engineers on that one. So that's cool. And then we also have the capstone project, which is like at the very end of 4th year. You're going to show all of your skills that you've developed throughout this course. and that's like huge. That's the big one that you want to really impress everyone with. And then you obviously have to learn about your curriculum and your policy within that, because that's you as a practitioner need to understand that all. So, yeah.
So placement, as I said, is in year 3 and year 4. So it's about 25% of the overall program. So at the end of your degree, your placement is a quarter of what your overall grade is like. So it means a lot, obviously. We're going to be on placement this time, 12 months in the January 3rd year. So we're really looking forward to that. Doing lesson plans and all this kind of stuff, just to go out and teach. And that's why we're micro teaching it as we started today. That's leading towards the teacher placement. So we're bringing in students, and we're going to be teaching them and getting used to it, and hopefully they go out in January and teach. Yeah,
and it's a bit of crack as well. Like it is a bit of crack getting to see you'll be in with your classmates and getting to see them. The first time maybe you get up in front of the screen, you're a bit stiff and everything like that. But everybody has these moments, and it is a bit of fun, and everybody kind of gets a laugh out of it. But it's in a nice positive environment. Nobody's kind of left out or anything like that. So it's really positive atmosphere for learning, I think. And then this is the industry internships. So you also have the choice in 3rd year to go on to it's called the stint program, and what you would do there is maybe work with a technology company or an engineering firm. You can even go abroad to do it, but this would be really good. Like obviously you're very employable as a technology teacher because you're cross-disciplinary between all these different subjects. But this would make you even more so applicable to engineering jobs and things like that. So if you have that in the back of your mind, like, maybe I'd like to do engineering, this could be a back entry for you in the future. So you would still be a teacher foremost, but then you would also have the choice to maybe look into industry if that's something you're curious about. So that's cool.
Yeah, just on that as well, a mate of mine from home did the same. He actually went and done this internship with a fabrication company, and he was telling me he worked from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday of his summers in college on SolidWorks, which is the CAD used in graphics and legal search for their project. Is probably a lot here doing it at the moment maybe, and he really enjoyed it. He said, and it was a great experience, I suppose, to go out and see what's done outside of it, like what's done in the real world in the big industry companies. And yeah, the entry requirements then, I suppose these can obviously fluctuate, but minimum points are around 400. I was around 2 last year. It's 4 years. There's 20 places on the course, which is it's a massive benefit, I think, because you're really under a microscope. Like, you're not in a big lecture hall with over nearly 100 people or whatever. Like, it's just you and your own class. Like, in some other colleges there's lecturers, and you could be going in doing some lectures with maybe construction managers or quantity surveyors or other teachers and stuff. But when we're Dublin, we probably will be in the same lectures as other teachers. But at least when we're in Athlone, we know that there's 12 of us in the class at the moment. We know all 12 of them. We're all good friends, like, so it's all good that way. And
and it's good to know your lecturers as well. Like, we're on a first name basis with all our lecturers. They all know us, we know them, and it's so easy to come to them if we have any any questions or anything like that. They're so helpful, and they're so open to anything at all, like course related. They're so helpful. But
and in relation,
also just to say, these are the entry requirements for leaving cert, but I actually came through the PLC route myself, so that's a really great other choice. Obviously, I'm telling you about this course, but it is another choice for you guys, and it's very up here. I think you can do any PLC. It's more based on the grades, but yeah, that's another way to go, and that's really positive. So yeah, sorry, Killian.
Yeah, and obviously there the CEO code is DC015. If you put that into careers portal, again, I presume you're probably doing that as well. You can see all the entry requirements. It's basic enough. From remembering at the time I was doing the leaver cert, it was kind of the same. It was either you have to do maths, English or Irish, and get a O3 in maths or H7 if possible. I think that was what it was at the time.
Yeah.
And again, the internship is optional there, as you can see on the slide.
Yeah, and also I know it's not necessarily, you don't have to have done any of the technology subjects. They're all taught from the ground up. Killian was saying about graphics, but it's the same for everything. So I know most people would have done like maybe engineering and graphics and not done technology, things like that. There's no stress. Like it's all taught from the ground up, and you get to build that skill. That's no problem.
Sure.
Yeah, and this is just our actual course coordinator. So Paul Grimes is our course coordinator for DCU, and he's very cool. We're not touching on too much now because we haven't been in DCU, but like I was saying, when we do go up there, we'd see him. He's a very friendly guy, and the same with Ronan Dunbar, the course coordinator here and that actually founded this program. Is a very, very friendly guy, and the two of them are great. The two of them are very good.
And again, Ron is one of our lecturers, and he is again a qualified technology engineer and a graphics teacher. So, that's it, is it? Yeah. Thanks very much. We'll go back and we'll check for any questions, I presume.
Yeah. Can the 2 years be done remotely from Dublin? Yeah. So at the minute, Geraldine, we don't do any remote learning. I think maybe they're thinking about adding it in, but at the minute we're just here on campus. We're in here at home 5 days a week at the minute.
Just on that as well, it's probably got to do with accommodation because we were up there, was it November we were up there, I think?
Yeah.
And myself and Paul had to go to a meeting with all the directors from up in Dublin. And I brought up that saying just accommodation is going to be the scary thing in Dublin, obviously. And one of the women up there said that they're trying to get it to 3 days a week for us, but whether that'll help with accommodation or not, I'm not sure, but maybe getting the train or something, I don't know. But we're not sure if it can be done remotely, but we do think that the days will be reduced, that it won't be 5 day a week, but it could be 3 days of maybe 9 to 6 flat out instead of half days here and there or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's not to say that it's like set in stone that there can't be any online learning, because this is a new course, and like I said, the program directors, they're open to suggestions and everything like that. This thing is very, very new and very modern, so that's really good as well. And yeah, I'm sure like if it was a problem, they'd be able to work things out like that. That's it's not a concern, I would say. Yeah. I think we're happy with that.
I suppose we'll stay for another minute or two. If there's any more questions, walk away. We're no rush at the moment anyway.
Yeah.
It's to say no off the top of our heads.
Maybe
I presume it's maybe the college, not just of course, but just college life in general. Like I'm from Tipperary, I had to move up to Athlone here, and I'd have to go to Dublin as well. And I was a complete homebird. I did not want to move out of home. It's the last thing. All my friends at home were saying, "He'll never move," and it was the best thing that ever happened to me, in my opinion, because you're thrown into the deep end, it's either sink or swim. So, and especially coming up to a course with only 20 people, I came up here absolutely knowing nobody, and now I love coming up here every Monday morning. You wouldn't want to go home on a Friday evening at all, but yeah, so since there's only 20 people in the course, it's really easy to blend in and play sport and stuff, and that's another good thing about being in TUS and DCU. I suppose TUS, there's less people in it, and it's easier to make sports teams compared to the bigger colleges around Ireland. So if we go to DCU next year and don't make sports teams, I'm not going to be too disappointed, because we got our fun in Athlone playing sports. So.
He'll be coming back and playing against Athlone, and
yeah, you never know.
Yeah. So if there's no other questions,
sure we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.